NFL's best defense, which is something you may not realize if you're just casually following the league. The Packers are 7-2. The Colts, the most important number to some people, the Colts are a 2-point favorite. Again, our gambling expert, Joe Fortenbaugh, here in less than 40 minutes, about 8:10 a.m. Eastern, to explain exactly why the Sharps in Vegas have the Colts as a favorite. Key, the Colts don't have the better record. The Colts don't have the better quarterback. And I'm not sure why they are the favorite in this game. What do you think?
I think the Colts have the better defense. And so I think that I'm assuming this is why Jay's friends in Vegas are picking the Colts to win this football game, because of the defense, the harassment, the hassle of the defense. And then you got a banged-up Davante Adams. Not sure if he's going to go or not, but he certainly has missed time this week doing practice. And then Lazar is coming back, so you don't know what that's going to be. And I think that that's possibly what they can be looking at. It's a field goal, right? I mean, it's or a two-point conversion is what they're up by. It's not like they're saying they're going to win by 10.
Right. One thing, Jay, before you respond, I just want to say the line is always constantly moving as money continues to come in all around the world. The line has now been pushed down to 1.5, which essentially means many more people are betting on the Packers. So they've moved the line down to 1.5. Again, 1.5, 2 points.
So what does that mean? That means at some point it'll be even? Isn't that what y'all call it, Jay?
It's called like a pick'em game if it becomes easy,
whatever.
Even.
Right. The more money that comes down here on Green Bay, the lower the line is going to get. So right
more
now,
money that people bet on Green Bay, that number, that 1.5 shrinks.
Correct. So at this particular point, people looked at it and said, wait a minute, Green Bay's the underdog in this game? I'm going to definitely bet on Green Bay. So as more people continue to do that, they're going to push the line down. Jay, your thoughts?
I know Key and I got into it a little bit yesterday in the conference call, and he had the valid point. At the end of the day, you're going to take Aaron Rodgers over Phillip Rivers.
We didn't get into it. We had a conversation.
Okay. Yes, copacetic conversation. All right. But one of the things is a point I keep going back to, Zubin, is that I know you can only beat the teams in front of you. I'm not taking anything away from the Packers, because obviously when they're at full strength offensively, they start hitting. They beat the Saints, right, in week 3. But watching this team the last couple of weeks, like you beat up a bad 49ers team. You struggle against a Jags team that was 1-8. Mm-hmm. Like you lose to the Vikings. You beat the Texans. Like there aren't teams that have had the same defense as the Colts. So like I think this is a good litmus test to find out like who the Packers are. And I know they're playing without some of their players, but still like you continue to find out more about this team and whether they can compete at a high level against a great defensive team.
The reason our conversation that we had yesterday is the way we had it is because when you say they beat up on a bad San Francisco team, that's what they're supposed to do. I would be worried if they needed a 60-yard field goal at the end of regulation to win the game.
Okay.
But when you go up there and you smack them really good, that's what you're supposed to do. The Minnesota Vikings loss is a team within your division that see you twice a year and has seen you now for several years with this coaching staff. So they kind of have some familiarity. So when you start to look at it.
How about the Jags, though? I mean,
play down. You're going to play down the competition sometimes.
Okay.
You just do in games. I mean, everybody does it. I don't care if it's the Tampa Bay Bucks playing down the Chicago Bears and Nick Foles and holding up 4 fingers. I don't care if it's the Rams getting worked by the 49ers. It happens. That's why I don't really pay much attention to who you play. As long as you win the games that are in front of you, that's all that really matters.
I'm just saying, though, with the Packers, you have to bet on them clicking it all at the right. I know it's for any team that wins the Super Bowl or any team that wins the World Championship. You have to click at the right time. But you're saying offensively, they need to be at all high level in order for them to be that team, right?
No, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers has to be at all time.
Yeah, because clearly Aaron Rodgers is out there playing with me's and you's right now at the age that we are at times when Davante Adams is not in the lineup or Lazar is hurt and banged up. I can't even think. What's 83?
MVS.
MVS has struggled.
TJU.
Yeah, all these names. Yeah, shorten them up. MVS has struggled at times doing it throughout the year when those guys haven't been on the field. So the pressure is on Aaron Rodgers to carry the team into such time that the defense continues to get better.
2 things here. One, the Jags have actually lost 8 in a row, but as you guys know, the Jags can actually do one thing really well. They can run the football. Yep. And if you can run the football, you're going to stay in some games, which is why Green Bay probably had a more difficult time getting rid of them. But to Key's point, sometimes you just play down to the level of your competition, knowing.
Jaguars.
On the other side, Aaron Rodgers has said this, and this is something that hasn't been mentioned so far this year because there's been so much attention on Mahomes and Lamar and Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray. And that is, Aaron has said clearly, this is Aaron Rodgers. This is not the media, because Aaron can get a little ornery with the media, but that's okay. He's not in the media, so it's not a big deal. But he does get a little ornery with people in the press. But this is Aaron's own words.
Not in the press either.
These are Aaron's own words. If I don't win a second chip, I've left something out there. Yeah. Obviously, he's got the one Super Bowl, and one championship in any sport can define you guys. I mean, you're a Super Bowl champion, you're a national champion. They can never take that away from you. But he openly has said, I got to get a second one. And if I don't get a second one, it's not complete.
Well, that's the way he feels, right? Because
but that matters, right? I mean,
well, if that's the way he feels, though. He feels that way. I don't feel that way about him. Mm-hmm. I'm satisfied with his one, but he needs to satisfy his own self by getting a second chip, right? He wants to be put up there with those guys that have 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I don't know if you just have one that you can get into the same conversation with those guys. You know, it's like Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl. Okay, that's great. He has all these yards. Okay, that's great. How many championships you won? Oh, I got 4, Joe. What do you got, Tom? Oh, 7, you know. So it's that conversation that he wants to be a part of. What about you, Ben? Oh, I got 3 here now. You know, so that's the conversation that he wants to be in. And I don't blame him for that, because he deserves it. Whenever you've played as long as he's played and done some of the things that he's done in his career in the National Football League, you want to walk away with as much hardware as possible.
Can you imagine if he said, I got a championship. I'm good, guys. I mean, this is who I love Aaron Rodgers. I really do. It's the same guy this offseason, Key, where the team drafts a quarterback and everybody starts to make all this speculation about what's going to happen.
It's because they don't know nothing.
And Aaron is just going at him in practice, like just setting the tone, like this is who this dude is. He constantly has a chip on his shoulder, and I love it.
Well, when they drafted Jordan Love, everybody, like much to you said, they're getting rid of Aaron Rodgers. And I said, Aaron Rodgers will be signing an extension in less than 24 months. Y'all need to sit tight. Because, yes, they drafted him, but he's not replacing him.
Right.
It's just, you know, well, they should have took a receiver. No, they're fine. Just let it develop. We live in a microwave society. Instant. Everybody wants it now.
Right.
Let it develop. Let it take shape. Let's see what it is. And then let's form our opinions. Let's not just turn on the switch. Boom, there it goes. Aaron Rodgers need receivers. They don't have a defense. They don't have this. They're not a good team. What's their record?
Right.
7-2? They're 7-2. Last I checked, that was pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. And so you look at it, what is there to complain about? Go out there, take care of business against the Indianapolis Colts, one game in the back pocket, and move forward to the next.
Indeed, we should say. Will Aaron get into the zone this weekend versus the Colts? Get in the zone is brought Bye.